Hi everyone. So I'm Sada, the president of the Psychology.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex, the VP of the Neuropsych Journalism Club.
So we're kind of hoping to help any first semester students or anyone who wants some advice on QC and just psychology, neuroscience majors in general. We're here to kind of tell you guys our experience and hopefully answer some common questions that we assume might be asked.
Yeah, I know it could be hard coming in as a first year and not knowing where to look and where to ask questions. So hopefully we can answer some of them.
So a little bit about why we chose QC. I chose it because the location was great. I knew people who went there, so it just made sense for me. Also, the tuition is cheap, so that's the best part. Um, and I'm a psychology major. I don't have a minor at this moment. And why this major? I want to be a clinical psychologist growing up. So, I mean, in the future, in the future, I want to so
We're still children at heart.
I'm also a junior. So actually through QC I've kind of concluded that that's what I want to do, but we'll go into that later. Alex, do you want to add? Why QC?
Oh yeah. Okay. YQC. I agree. It is very cheap. I agree with that, and it's honestly the most campusy of the city colleges that I've seen. I feel like at first glance it could be a little bit lonely and cold and maybe miserable, some might say, but the more you get involved around things on campus, you kind of see that it is like a quote unquote college vibe, college experience, unlike others might think.
And why your major? What is your major?
My major is neuroscience. I'm double majoring in psychology and neuroscience with the focus in biology. And I honestly came in my freshman year being completely pre med. I wanted to go into neurology, and I, well, how in detail do you want me to go with this?
Just go with the flow.
Okay, and I joined my first research lab just to kind of get like credits and experience for med schools, and I kind of realized that this is more so what I want to do. Where I want to do something with that, so I'm working in the lab now, and I really want to pursue research in the future. And I'm really glad that QC was able to open my eyes, because who knows, another school, I would have been stuck in one box.
Yeah, and then later, our next podcast would be how to get into a research lab. So we're looking forward to sharing all those tips and tricks. So we also wanted to add and talk more about psychology and neuroscience classes. So from my experience, I have one class. I'm taking my last class to fully finish my psychology major, so I could definitely speak on the subject. I had no problem with my psych classes. I think that they were generally really straightforward. Piece of advice I would give is to join WhatsApp groups, because if you have any questions, your classmates will help you. And second piece of advice is to go and rate my professor and look at each and every review. The professors you see at QC, most of them have rate my professors already done. So I've rated my professors in the past, but generally I've had a great experience. Honestly, the workload I feel like isn't even that big. I was expecting more, but maybe it's just my classes I've taken. Another thing I wanted to add is if you have friends or relatives or whoever that has a already finished their psychology degree or still on it, like ask them questions. Be annoying and say, have you taken this professor? Do you recommend this other professor? Ask around. It's super important to get other people's opinions too.
Yeah, I agree. And talk to your professors. They're not, I mean, most of them don't bite.
I've had one that bit.
There's some that bite. Okay, there are rotten eggs in the bunch, just like there are rotten eggs in the bunch of all students.
Oh, I want to add, just be aware that winter and summer classes just will be generally harder. Just wanted to
They
add
are,
that.
they are. Like, I guess common sense wise, you're shoving, like, it's not less material, it's the
Like
amount of material.
async. Like don't go to QC and be like, oh, I'm taking this online class, I'm taking this asynchronous class. It's going to be so easy. Like your grade reflects how much effort you put into that. So come in with the mindset that, oh, I'm going to be on top of my things, even though this is an async class, even though it's an online class, I'm going to be on top of my work. I'm not going to slack off just because I think it's quote unquote easy. Because you can get lost so fast when you don't have a structure. especially in
Mm-hmm.
college. You're so used to high school. Now with college, it's completely different. You are what you present yourself as.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be hardworking, you're hardworking. If you're going to be lazy, you're going to be lazy. No one's going to hold you to your own actions. It's all you. So yeah, that's kind of something I noticed coming from high school is that, I have so many more responsibilities. My teachers are not going to chase me if work is finished, or no one's going to, tell me how much homework I have to do each night. It's all your choices. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
100%. And it's not like it's not lame to show up to class. It's not lame to be in
Definitely not.
person.
Yeah.
It's cool. And honestly, from what I've noticed, a lot of the times, like you could get unlucky, and like sometimes you have to show up, or you miss a piece of work that it's not going to be posted online, or you miss a PowerPoint presentation that the teacher will not send to you, professor will not send to you.
Yeah. So just remember to be on top of your things, especially for first semester, because if you start out good, this is just what I think, you'll finish off good. So come into that mindset prepared and ready and like an adult, because you are an adult. And even though you might be still a teenager, you are an adult in college.
We
So
sound like
just
moms
remember
right
that.
now.
What?
We sound like moms right now.
Yeah. Mamacita.
We could still have fun.
Okay.
Um,
Is there anything you want to add?
that was a lot. I guess I could talk a little bit more about classes because I feel there is a big difference between.
Oh, because you've also taken pre med classes. I haven't.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
you
I've
take
taken
it.
my
Yeah.
fair share of psych classes and also my fair share of like neuroscience classes and pre med classes. So um for each major there's a list of requirements. There's usually like I would say like six like major requirements, like you have to take this class, and then there's like additional electives where it's like take 12 credits from this list of classes. And you can find that in yes, in degree works as well as the Queens College website. Usually when you look up the major, look up simply Queens College neuroscience major requirements or psychology major requirements.
Or anything if you're looking to minor or major in something else. DegreeWorks is your best friend.
If you are within the realm of looking at the neuroscience major, a lot of people are pre-med. It's usually split up to pre-med or pre-PhD, pre-PA, things like that. And a lot of them will advertise this major as doing well for pre-med because a lot of the classes uh, overlap with prerequisites for med school. And I will say there is a really big difference in psychology major classes and neuroscience major classes. I will say that the difficulty is different, but so is the amount of coursework given. I was writing a lot more in my psych courses.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
was
can I interrupt?
yeah, yeah.
Um, you do need to write a good amount, especially for your upper elective classes, and you just need one math, which is statistics. Um, but yeah, if you're like, what do I expect from psychology classes? Honestly, just writing and like multiple choice exams.
Yeah, just memorizing things from DSM-5, mostly like diagnostic
Yeah.
material, old case studies, and things like that. For neuroscience, I will say, like, honestly, it has been like very black or white with the classes. It's either very like abstract and theory based, which I think like, psychology classes are mostly based upon like case studies and things like that, or it's purely like biology based and like you learn about like neuroanatomical systems and things like that. I don't think I've had a class where it was like in between, and I never really know what I'm about to get because it's kind of like you know vague. Like I remember psychology, sport, and exercise. Like I fully
Yeah.
thought we are gonna be learning about like dopamine and how it affects the muscles, but it was more so like theories about cooperation
Yeah,
and diversity.
some information is repetitive, but it only makes you remember it better. So
Yeah, you will get like no matter how high of a psych or neuroscience level class you get, there's always that basic rundown in the beginning of it. For neuroscience it'll be like the action potential and like the structure of the neuron, and for psychology it'll be like
Freud.
yeah, Freud and basic statistics and things like that. The workload, honestly, I will say it's pretty simple for the neural classes, like the bio heavy ones. I For the most part it has been like two exams, a couple papers. So I guess I lied, there is some writing involved in there, but I don't know, it feels like a different kind of writing.
Oh, really? Like more scientific?
Yeah. The only time I feel like I've really written like a research paper in a psych class was 213W,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest were kind of like, oh, answer questions about this, like whatever. Like it was mostly like worksheets and things like that. But yeah, workload was pretty straightforward. Usually two tests, and I will say the toughest classes you will take under the neuroscience major are probably your bios and your chems. Usually most students like to put them all together. Some of them make it through, some of them don't.
Uh-oh.
My condolences to those who don't. I will say, like, it's up to you. Like, don't let the other pre-meds pressure you into taking like physics, chem, bio, all of that together. Like, you have time. Don't worry. Give yourself a moment to breathe and absorb some of that information. Because I will say, like, 105 information is very, very important. Gen Chem 1, end of Gen Chem 1 is very important when you move on to like Orgo and things like that. But yeah, I guess that you'll find out. That's like, I feel like pre-meds like create like a social circle where they all like communally stress and
Hide
cry
away.
about
Yeah.
STEM classes. Yeah, pretty much. It gets competitive and it gets a little like snarky. So
Mhm.
beware of that. But otherwise, it's not that bad.
Nice. That's good.
There's tutoring available.
Oh,
I will
I was
say.
gonna bring up some
At,
resources. Yeah, go
yeah, yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So I'm sure you know about tutoring in Kylie Hall, Learning Commons, which is like the basic like English, pretty much everything
Yeah.
general is involved there. But there also is a chemistry honor society that offers tutoring in Remsen 209, and I will educated and they're there to help you, and it's all 100% free. And it's very helpful because I know that outside resources for tutoring, especially, can get insanely expensive, especially for pre-meds. They know, so they will jack up the price for you.
Like I mentioned, the WhatsApp group chats. Usually they will share around study guides, and you guys can
Yeah.
answer your own questions. But also the professors. They have free hours available. Every single professor has to have a free hour available. I personally haven't been to a free hour. I don't know if you have, Alex.
I have a couple
Are they
times.
helpful?
Yeah, I will say so. Like, it honestly, unfortunately, is has usually ended like around like ended up like being right before an exam. So it's me and like 10 other students like begging the professor like, hey, can you help with this? Can you help with this? But it is overall like helpful, I guess, for those last minute questions. But you can successfully build a relationship by showing up like consistently throughout the semester, which I'm working on. Second week back, I've showed up to my 316 class like after class already, like every class I've like actually
Right.
yapped to them for an hour
Yeah.
past class. But it's just fun, especially with the grad students, the age of professors. They're just like us.
I will say though, if you have a question in class, ask the question right at the moment that you have the question in your mind, because professors want to see you participating, and
Yeah.
that's how you eventually build up a relationship with the professor. I think this is an important topic to mention. Like, how do I build a relationship with a professor? Are they nice? Are they scary? Because coming from high school, you just have teachers who are teachers, but professors are obviously more well educated, more notable, more knowledgeable in their subject. So you do treat them a little bit differently. I'd say definitely be very
But I
respectful.
feel like the relationship is more casual.
It's more casual, but it's like not at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Like
I
you
think
can,
there's more respect involved because
yeah,
you as a student have matured, but it's more casual because like the professor kind of like understands like you're an adult now.
yeah,
It's less of like a adult child relationship. Like it's more adult.
yeah. Like you can go up to the professor before, after class, no problem. Go to their study hours. But I do want to put such an importance on building a relationship with your professors. Just
Mm-hmm.
hi bye will add up so much when you ask them for a recommendation. And you might think, oh, what do I need a recommendation for? Blah, 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 blah. I'm probably going to, I don't know, I'm just a freshman. Why do I need a
No,
recommendation?
everyone needs
But
recommendations.
I had like an English class second semester of freshman year, and I, built a relationship with my professor, and I've asked him so many times to write me a recommendation, and he's come in hand so often. I'm so thankful that I did it as soon as possible, basically.
Mm.
You don't need to do so much for recommendation. Just say hi bye, ask questions, sound interested. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Approach your professors, come to them. You can get more opportunities than you think. I got into my research lab from bombarding my professor,
Yeah,
asking
exactly.
them random, like, you can ask them the most random questions and talk about the most random things.
Yeah.
And they will either give you an answer or say, you know what, I'm struggling with the same problem. We in this together, girl. And, like,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. Um, but yeah, they help a lot. They can be your. I mean, I don't want to say they can be your friends, but they can help
Be your
you things. They
advisors.
can be your advisors outside of school. I have a lot of respect for a lot of my professors who have helped me out.
Right. That brings us to faculty. Are they efficient? Have your professors, are they just good lecturers in general? What do you think
It
at QC?
depends. It depends. Hit or miss. Um, Unfortunately to say, I think the chem and bio department is lacking a little bit, and I don't want to say it's the professor's fault. I don't want to say it's the faculty fault. I think it's just the general vibe and the aura of these STEM classes that make it so, like, demonic and cold that, like, you don't really want to
I
approach
mean, the rooms
people.
are actually very physically
They
cold
are.
too.
They're Oh yeah, please bring a
Bring a
sweater to your
sweater.
lecture halls.
Yeah.
It will be freezing until around, I'd say, mid-November, and then when you come back from winter break, it's gonna be, like,
So
so
hot.
unbearably freaking hot. The vibe and the aura, uh, it's gonna be very intimidating, but I think that's what kind of creates this disconnect between the professor and the student. Also, the fact that it's like a 300-person lecture,
Yeah.
it's quite insane. Sit in the front of that.
Definitely
Sit in
sit
the
in the
front of
front.
that. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. You know, you'll make good friends because whoever else sits in the front is probably paying attention.
Yeah,
They
honestly,
have
yeah.
to be. Um, don't be scared. Email them. They're less scary than you think. Uh, for 105, we have Dr. Fath. He's a really cool guy. Um, he teaches with Garofalo, I believe. And then chemistry, we have San Giorgi, Sanders. They're a great crew. Oh, should I talk about the allegations, the pedophile allegations, or we should bring that up later?
Maybe a different podcast.
Okay. Um. Yeah. They're overall a cool gang. Like, I would say the chemistry department, like, it's like they're all bite no bark, because once you walk into the department office, like, they will treat you with, like, the most, like,
Yes.
kindness and respect you'll
Yeah.
ever receive in your life, and, like, you won't believe that because the professor is just, like, telling you to, like, complete this worksheet that's making you bawl your freaking eyes out, but then you walk in and, like, it's like you
I've
drop.
never met like a rude or mean professor in psych classes. So I'd say obviously like overall the faculty is pretty
I
like
wouldn't say they're rude. I just feel like the people that think that professors are rude is just, like, there's a disconnect in that class overall. That's why I feel like it's mostly in my STEM classes. Like, I agree, in my psych classes it wasn't like that.
oh yeah, maybe STEM class is completely different. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, my psych classes I didn't really feel that because I feel like, and in my neuroscience classes as well, I had a lot of graduate students. I feel like that's why they were very, like,
I feel like graduate students are more I mean first year students probably don't know the difference between the professors and the grad student professors. But if you see your professor looking like they're 20 or 21, they're
they're
grads.
probably a grad student.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're really I'd say really nonchalant, like
yeah.
just calm and
Yeah, most of the a lot, I would say a lot of grad students teach first level courses, so I feel like it's good for
yeah,
them
they
to
do
know,
actually, yeah.
like, the beginner bio labs and the
Definitely the labs.
yeah, the labs are taught by a lot of grad students, and, like, beginner courses.
Yeah, so if you're
um
looking for a recommendation and you're kind of intimidated by your professors, if you see your professor like looks young, then go to them and it'll just be more comfortable to speak to them because you guys are like pretty much the
yeah,
same
ask
age.
them about their research,
Yeah, definitely.
things like that.
I think another important thing is how do I make friends at QC? Um,
Oh boy.
what?
I still don't know. I'm kidding. That'd be crazy. um
The best piece of advice I can give is to go to clubs and
yeah,
to sit in the front or even sit in the back, it doesn't matter, but literally go to the person on your right, go to the person on the left and saying, oh, what's your major, like, oh, it's so cold in here, like just bring up random things, and then you guys will form just regular conversations going on because pretty much everyone sits in their seat that they randomly sit in on the first day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There's flexibility for like the first week,
yeah.
and then it's set in
Okay,
stone.
yeah, the first week, yeah, you're
There's
right.
like some movement. I feel like
Yeah.
so I try to get the front in that first week, but yeah, definitely just like ask people questions, say anything random.
They might seem really quiet, but honestly, if you have to take that initiative, take that initiative. Even though people are quiet in your class, doesn't mean that they don't want a friend. They probably want a friend more than you do. So,
Yeah, some people are clicky. There are clicks at QC, from what I've
oh,
noticed.
I don't know. Okay, I think we've pretty much covered the topics that might be important for first year, first semester students. Thank you guys for listening. This is just one of many podcasts, and please let us know what questions you guys have, whether it's in person, whether it's through our WhatsApp or Instagram. Always feel free to reach out.